Welcome to the Thundercloud. As much as I'd like to start with the Green Bay Packers trade with the Indianapolis Colts, I'm gonna save it to the end because I want to take a deeper dive. Obviously, since I'm obviously a Packers homer over here, you know what I mean. So we'll save that till the end. We've got a little bit of Rashawn Gary news as well, or non-news. I'm not really sure how you look at it. It's a very intriguing story. I will say that. But let's just get to the NFL news and notes real quick before we get to the Green Bay Packers news. And then we are going to do another run as the silent in Slay the Spire. So, in no particular order, let's just get the goddamn NFL news done. The Ravens re signed Tyler Huntley to a 2 year, $11 million contract. I mean, he's been pretty damn good as a backup for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson does have a propensity to get injured a bit, so I like the re-signing. I don't think he's the best quarterback in the league, but he's a backup, and I'd say he's one of the better backups out there. And he's only making what, $5.5 million as a backup. That's not too bad. The San Francisco 49ers rewarded Eddie Pinheiro, kicker, by signing him to a 4 year, $17 million extension. They have had some kicking woes. I know Jake Moody was a guy they drafted late in the third round a couple years ago. Kicker I wanted too. Didn't end up working out for them. They've had kicking woes, so they did bring in Panera. I think it was on a 1 year deal this year, and it looks like he converted all of his attempts within 50 yards and was 6 for 7 outside 50 yards. So that's been a ugly spot for them. Good work on them fixing that and addressing that. Kind of hope the Packers can do the same with their kicking situation. Even when Brandon McManus was good for the Packers, the one thing we would say about him is that he doesn't have a leg. That's what scares me the most. Even if he's accurate inside 50, we need to hit some outside 50 as well, right? Huge deal being made today between the Philadelphia Eagles and Jordan Davis. 3 year, $78 million extension. That's just a lot. That's what, 26 a year or something like that? That's quite a bit of money. 65 of it's guaranteed. Jordan Davis, I believe he's out of Georgia, runs extremely fast, plays very good, was actually a guy that I wanted back in the 2022 draft class. Ugh. Would have been nice to have him, but instead we took Devontae Wyatt, I think, in the first round of the same draft. I could be wrong, but I don't think that I am. Had 5 sacks for him last year. I mean, it's a lot of money, but guys like that don't grow on fucking trees. If your team was looking for a center in free agency, well, the list has gotten a little bit smaller after the Buffalo Bills re-signed Connor McGovern to a 4 year, $52 million contract. I mean, I like the value. I think it's good value. It's good on the Bills for keeping him. He was one of the guys I was hoping to sign for the Packers, because I don't think the Packers are going to quite have the money to sign Linderbaum, who's probably going to go, over $20 million per year on a 4 year deal. Good move for the Bills. I mean, get ahead of it. Don't let them touch free agency, and maybe you overpaid, but you would have had to overpay in free agency anyway. It's going to be really cool. Khalil Mack will be coming back this year. He signed a 1 year deal with the Chargers. I was hoping it would be the Packers. Worth, I think, $18 million, fully guaranteed. Just kind of really interesting looking at his sack totals by team. So with the Raiders, who he started with, obviously, had 40.5 sacks. With the Bears, 36 sacks. And with the Chargers, 36.5 sacks. So all told, he's just a few sacks away from 120 if he can kind of put together a big year. So a hell of a career for him, and definitely going to be a Hall of Famer one day, that's for sure. I don't know all the moves that the Vikings have made, but apparently they've cleared $80 million in cap space, either through releases or through, restructures and all that stuff. Don't know if it's true. It wasn't a major source that put it out there, but it kind of looked believable. It just shows you in the NFL how easy it is to kind of clear up cap space there. And now we will turn our attention to the Green Bay Packers and what they did today or didn't do today. So, yesterday it was reported that Rashawn Gary had been cut by the Packers. It was also, he said goodbye Packers on Instagram as well. And then he said his phone got hacked. So I'm not really sure if his phone got hacked or if he had there was a conversation between Green Bay and him, and there was a miscommunication. A lot of people certainly think that he is going to be released, but I think what Green Bay's kind of trying to do, hold on to him a little bit longer. You know, you're not in any hurry right now. I mean, you will be when free agency gets here. I don't know what date they have to get down below salary cap. Actually, that'd be a great question to ask. When do NFL teams have to be cap compliant? Which the Packers could do it other ways as well. So March 11 at 4 p.m. Eastern. But the Packers can easily become cap compliant. Like, they're going to cut Elgton Jenkins, for example, right? That would probably more than get them fucking cap compliant. Like, let's take a look at Elgton Jenkins real quick, because the Packers are pretty close to being at having some cap space. We got to go Spo Track for this. Unofficial sponsor of the Thundercloud. So, like, for example, if we cut Elgton Jenkins, we save about $20 million, and he's going to get cut. So, there you go. I wouldn't be fucking around. I would hold on to Rashawn Gary for a little bit longer because, you know, Khalil Mack just flew off the board. You know, Max Crosby's off the board, you know. Hold on to Rashawn Gary. Cut him when you have to cut him. If you feel you have to get out of that contract, sure. You know, cut him if you're going to make a signing or something. But see if you can get a trade worked out or maybe a restructure, you know. Don't just cut him for the sake of cut him. I mean, I know he's only had 7.5 sacks the last 2 years. He was very good against the run last year. Usually is pretty good against the run as well as an edge defender. The problem with Gary is he's not a bad player. The problem with Gary is he's paid too much for what he is. He's paid close to what elite edge rushers are, and he's not an elite red edge rusher. He's a very good edge rusher, you know what I mean? So wait and see what happens when the dominoes start falling, and then you know, make a decision on Rashawn Gary there. The big trade for the Packers today is a very interesting trade. I'm not going to say that it's neither good nor bad. I think it is a very good swing for the Packers. So let's just kind of take a look at what happened. So Zaire Franklin traded to the Packers from the Colts in exchange for Colby Wooden. Now, Colby Wooden, a bit undersized for a 3-4, can't play defensive end in a 3-4. So I was intrigued when I heard that the Packers made a trade, because I was like, there's no way we've got the draft compensation to just throw our draft picks away. So I do like that it was Colby Wooden. Is pretty good for us, but he's a guy that we can replace. It pretty much forces the Packers this year to draft early and often for their defensive line. Like, we're going to have to make multiple signings and or additions through the draft in order for our defensive line to be good. Now, Zaire Franklin last year, I'm going to be honest, he was dog shit. I don't care about PFF. He was the second worst, though, per PFF. I think he had like a 38 rating or something like that. His production completely fell off the fucking table. And, I mean, it completely fell off the table because I drafted Zaire Franklin last year in the draft because he had been the league leader in tackles the year before. So if you kind of look at this guy, like, let's just look at this guy the last 4 years. So he's 29 years old right now. In 2026, granted, he's not an edge rusher, so keep that in mind. 167 tackles total, 3 sacks. pretty damn good. 2023, 1.5 sacks, 179 combination tackles. Last year, 2024, 173 led the league with 3.5 sacks. That's not what led the league. The 173 tackles is. And then last year, 125 tackles isn't bad with 2 sacks, but he fell off a cliff of being like a guy. I don't know if he's great in coverage or anything like that. In fact, I suspect he's more of a run stopper, that sort of thing. But his production fell off the table. Now, why did his production fall off the table? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if last year Indianapolis changed their coaching scheme. I don't believe that they did because they don't seem to fire any of their guys ever. I'm not sure if he had injuries. I'm really not sure why his production went down so fast. Could it rejuvenate him a little bit coming to Green Bay? I think so. Do I think his career is over? I don't. Do I think he's going to blossom to what he was before? I don't know. I think it's a really good swing from the Packers. You're taking a guy here who, high upside. We can all agree high upside. All you gave up was Colby Wooden, who's very replaceable. In fact, Colby Wooden, if you kind of look at his stats for his career, has 0.5 sacks in his career, 87 combination tackles, 50 of which were last year. So he had a pretty good year last year, I'm not going to lie. Colby Wooden had an okay year last year. He beefed up a little bit so he could play defensive tackle in a 4-3, and he did okay. But you're not going to really be mourning the loss of Colby Wooden. So you lose Colby Wooden. Yeah, he's a cheap player. He's on the final year of his rookie deal, so he's only going to make $1.145 million. So he doesn't cost you much against the cap. Whereas Zaire Franklin has 2 years left on his contract. Next year the cap hit will be 7, and the year after that will be 9. Now I do not know what the dead cap is if you cut him. It looks like none of the money is guaranteed. So you can literally release Zaire Franklin at any time. If it doesn't work out, there is no dead cap that you're going to have. So I think it's a great swing. It's low risk and it's high reward. And you were losing Quay Walker anyway. So the good thing about this is you don't have to draft a middle linebacker unless you find one that you really like. So it doesn't force your draft to have to go a certain way. Now, what does force the draft a certain way is, okay, God, we've lost Kenny Clark. We've lost Colby Wooden. We were not great defensive line this year. I expect the Packers to draft 3 fucking defensive linemen unless they make a notable signing or 2 in free agency. But I'm all for bringing Zaire Franklin. I hope he's the beast that he was before. If he's not, we cut him, slam the door, and just move on. Quay Walker's probably going to get paid $12 to $15 million or something like that. I think 10 or 11 is too low for a player of his caliber. The Packers tried to re-sign him. They did want him back. This was their pivot move, and I do not think it was a bad plan B whatsoever. Now, I am going to take a look quickly at the chat here. I know there's been a couple of comments that were made. Sage says Zaire Franklin sucks. Once elite, fell off a cliff. Now, why do you think he fell off a cliff? Like, do you think he's done, or do you think it was just an off year? Was there injuries? Was there something with the scheme? Was there personal stuff going on? I don't think he's done, in my opinion. I think he can be solid, bring him in against the run, and I think he's going to be solid. Now, the Packers are going to play a lot of quarters defense, so we're going to be in a lot of defenses where it's Edger and Cooper with one of our safeties, to be honest. Sage says, feels like he's been on the decline for a while. I don't know if he's necessarily been on decline for a while because it's been 2024 is not that long ago, man. 2024, he was an All-Pro too. He was 17th in Defensive Player of the Year voting in 2024. I don't necessarily think he was declining. Maybe it's just because you're a Titans fan and you just don't want to tip his hat. Sage, he's no longer a Colt. It's okay. It's okay. You can cheer for him now. He's a Green Bay Packer. He eats cheese. He sprinkles that Wisconsin cheese on his donair. He's a man that you'd want to hang out with now. Before, he was terrible, even when he was good. Colts fans have been sick of them for a while now. But you and I both know Colts fans are fucking dumb as shit. In fact, most of his grades have either been average or slightly above average for his entire career, with the exception of last year. What I suspect, and I'm not saying I've watched a lot of Zaire Franklin. I haven't. I suspect he's more of a two-down linebacker. I suspect that he's very good against the run, and he's not so good against the pass. That's my guess. However, based on what I've been reading, he is kind of touted as being better than Quay Walker was against the pass. So we're not really losing anything there. We still have Isaiah McDuffie. We signed Nick Nyman today as well for special teams purposes, not really middle linebacker, even though he does play middle linebacker. And we do have Hopper as well. So I think it's going to be okay one way or the other. The Colts had another good linebacker. I think you're talking maybe he was sheltered and looked good. Darius Leonard, but Darius Leonard hasn't been good for a long time. Darius Leonard, I don't even know the last time he was good. I think it was before he changed his fucking name, wasn't it? I think that's when he was actually good, was before he changed his name. Like, Darius Leonard, believe it or not, has not played in the NFL since 2023. And when he played in 2023, half the season was for Indy, and the other 5 games were for Philly. And then in 2022, he only played 3 games. So it doesn't necessarily match up with when Zaire Franklin was good, because 2022, he only played 3 games. Whereas Zaire Franklin, that was his big year. His first big year was when Darius Leonard went down. Then in 2023, they played half a season together. He had his best year, 179 total tackles. And then the year after, 2024, Leonard wasn't on it. And he was pretty damn good. So he didn't play a whole lot with Darius Leonard, to be honest. So I don't think that he's a product of Darius Leonard. Just in looking that up right there. Darius Leonard used to be a really good one, though. Really fizzled out quick. And I have no reasoning why that happened at all. Sometimes I don't think it was injuries. Maybe it was. Maybe you just kind of lose your drive after a while. You know what I mean? I just gave you the stat, Sage. 395. Yeah, he did suck when he changed his name. And actually, Darius Leonard sounds a hell of a lot better than Shaquille Leonard, if you ask me. Guess he must be a Shaq fan. I don't know. We did have World Baseball Classic today, and I followed none of the games because none of the games were televised. I was ready to put on, Puerto Rico and all that shit, but I didn't. Anyways, right now, Korea is tied, I think, 4-4 with Chinese Taipei. Korea played earlier today, lost 8-6 to Japan, so Japan barely won that game. Canada won their first game 8-2 against Colombia. The goddamn Netherlands narrowly beat Nicaragua 4-3. Italy beat Brazil 8-0. Puerto Rico staved off a loss to Panama, winning 4-3 in extra innings, and I think they were down in extra innings as well, if what I saw was true. Israel got their ass kicked 11-3, and I saw one of the funniest plays ever. Israel's not a baseball team. Literally, in the first inning, I see this play where the ball gets past the diving center fielder, so the center fielder was ways away from getting it. So they relay the play back in, and then they relay the play back in, and the play's coming home, and they fucking missed the goddamn fucking home plate. So Israel has no business no fucking business whatsoever playing baseball. I'm just gonna say it right now. And finally, USA beat Great Britain 9-1. So that does bring us up to date with sports. Sage is going to switch to the phone. I am going to switch to Slay the Spire 2. And then I'm going to take a leak before we get started. You got to make sure, you goddamn, oh, what's this here? All right, here. Just a second here. Got to make sure that bladder's empty. Sorry. Had a bit of a brain freeze. We will be doing this with the silent. So let me just share the screen. And allow me 1 minute while I go to the gentleman's room. Okay. Well, it looks like I unlocked a new character. Nope, not interested in playing with that. Over my dead fucking carcass. Let's go. So hopefully we get a bit of a better run. I might have to be a bit more conservative. I opened up the play call last night a little too much. So we got 2 random relics, a frozen egg. Okay, I like that. Okay, cool. So we definitely want to make the first round as hard as we can. Okay, so we can only go. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just go up the left side. Sage, I need time, man. I need fucking time. We're up against the crawler here, Sage. You gotta give me a little bit more time to kill this little fucker. This little fucker's got power now. That's my first mistake of the game. Yeah, you can, Sage. You love this game. You know you do. You fucking probably sprinted home to come watch this. You're about to watch a masterful performance and you know it. We got the Shrinker Beetle. So far I'm kicking his ass. Well, that's one dead beetle right there. Might as well call him Beetlejuice. I will pay your gas bill if I don't win. Don't worry about it. Challenge accepted, Sage. That's one dead Nibbit right there. Nibbit is dead. Whenever you draw a card during your turn, deal 3 damage to all enemies. Not sure I like that. Not yet, anyway. Alright, we're gonna either eat the egg or we're gonna add this Burdonis. We're gonna add the Burdonis. Alright, we're up against our first elite of the evening. Alright, let's just kill this frog parasite real quick here. Alright, that's pretty damn good right there. Did a little bit of knockdown. I think that's okay. We just gotta see, can we get him on the next one? Damn it, we're gonna take a little damage here. If only we had like 2 more fucking damage we could have done. That's alright. We'll be dead now. That was a mistake. Didn't cost me though. I forgot it goes to these little wigglers. Made that mistake last night as well. We're going to take a shot here. Not a good start. We might actually die here. Wow. Alright, it's going to be an early exit. Alright, that was very... Wow. I feel like Brock Lesnar against Frank Mir. I got caught. Caught in a goddamn submission there. Alright. That was just the warm-up. The Sage didn't specify how many times I could play before I win, so I could be here all night, not have to pay your gas bill. I'm taking a shot here. And this is another chance that I took for the goddamn thundercloud. Alright, we're up against Nibbit again. Okay, that's a good little start there. Didn't like either option there, if I'm being honest. card came in handy there. Alright, we're up against a bird. Looks like Birdonis wants us. We're going to play it safe against Big Bird over here. That's how you take down a big dinosaur. So 12. Lose 3 more. Dead. It's a dead bird. I freed him. I freed him. It's time to rest up. Oh, this guy's a fucking asshole. It's okay to lose 4. He sprints right at you. Damn, we're gonna lose a little bit here too. Yeah, we're going to lose a lot here. This This guy's about as big an asshole as Sage is. With all due respect to you, Sage. I said with all due respect, man. You gotta listen to me every now and then. We gotta rest up again. Give us something good. Don't give us an apple. Give us something good here. This little fucker again. Kind of worried. I feel like this guy needs to be killed pretty quick, otherwise you're dealing with all this bullshit here. Alright, we're doing alright, but not really. We're gonna have to kill one of these little fuckers really soon. We're gonna take a little damage here. God, are we gonna die at this fucking thing again, for fuck's sakes? Wow. I'm gonna fucking die right now, probably. Or I'll be just about fucking dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to have a better strategy with the silent, because this is not getting the job done here. Jesus Christ. I'm going to keep coming after the elites early on. I don't give a baker's fuck. Seems I just aced it with Ironclad. But Ironclad, the health renews. Plus, I tried a few different things here. Alright. Obtain a rare card. Lose all gold. Choose one of two. Okay, I like this. Packs of cards. Almost like we're, gotta go with this pack here. I like this pack of cards. Almost like we're collecting hockey cards. It's beautiful. Alright, so where are the most elites at? 1, 2, 3. So we're going to come up this way. And we're not fucking around. I'm warm now. I'm warm. Those sons of bitches just threw slime at me. How fucking gross is that? Gonna play it completely defensive here. My goal is to fucking pitch a goddamn shutout. I'm Martin Brodeur right now, motherfuckers. Or Terry Sawchuk. Sage, you know who Terry Sawchuk is, motherfucker? Tell me who Terry Sawchuk is. And I want you to Google how many shutouts he had. Did he have around 103, 104 shutouts in his career? I want you to Google that. That's in my brain right now. You can tell I'm not Googling. He was the all-time leader, former Detroit Red Wing, in shutouts until Martin Brodeur passed him. I'm 100% sure I'm right now. I would like you to check how many. 103. It had to have been 103 or 104. I'm very certain about this. I was a kid, man. All I did is I get grounded and I go rent fucking hockey cards in my fucking room. How many shutouts, Sage? Please, for me. For me, for real. How many did he have in his career? Please check. Fuck, I was so close. Is that regular season plus postseason, or is that just regular season? Was that regular? I'm just talking about regular season. No, I mean, we're talking about when I was a little fucking kid. It was 103? It was 103, Sage? That's a fucking good memory, man. That is a fucking good memory. I believe Babe Ruth, what did he hit in his career? It was 344 or some shit. And fucking, what did Barry Bonds hit for home runs? 762. What did Wayne Gretzky have for fucking points? 2,857. When it comes to certain things, I'm just a fucking, like... My brain's pretty good with numbers, man. I'm not gonna lie. Especially meaningful. You know what I mean? Meaningful numbers, you know? I did not. I swear to God, Sage. I swear to God. It's just the way she goes. Yeah, I remember Terry Sawchuk, like, reading about him and how amazing he was. Now, I don't remember the era that he played in exactly. But no, I remember he was fucking, I remember Martin Brodeur got him, and I think Martin Brodeur, it's hard to compare eras. I mean, I've never watched this guy play in my life. You know what I mean? But Martin Brodeur had some great defense. This is all I can tell you, right? The neutral zone trap, all that crap, you know what I mean? Martin Brodeur was awesome, though. He was very, I mean, I love Martin Brodeur. But I don't think you can just call him the best because of the championships. Very boring to watch, but if you were a Devils fan, right? Like if let's say it was the Detroit Red Wings, and they were boring to watch, but you won three or four championships in 15, 16 years. Wouldn't you? You'd be pretty happy with that, wouldn't you? I think you would be. Now, yeah, I'd rather watch, you know, greats, but Dominic Hasek. Sage, can you look up, this is going to sound crazy if I'm right, look up the 1998-1999 season. Was Dominic Hasek's save percentage 937? Can you look that up for me? Was his save percentage 937 in 1998-1999 season? This was when I was like at my peak as a hockey fan. I believe it was 937, and I would rig that in for the real thing. It was like 939 or something. What was it, Sage? It was it was so close to what I just said. I know it was. $938. I don't think it was $938. I think Sage is lying right now. It was not nine. It is $937, man. Well, we handled the Wiggler a lot better this time. You're fucking lying. It was 9:37. Yeah, man. That's fucked up. Straight up, man. That is so fucked up. I tell you, man, like straight up though, like I used to just gawk at fucking hockey cards. Do you know do you know how I learned how to do division well? I was in like grade I don't know, 1 or 2 or 3, probably all 3 of them, I don't know. And so I'd be in my room or whatever, and you know, I wasn't allowed to do anything because I got in trouble. So I'd start like, okay, I'd put like NHL players up, right? And basically, I don't know, like I'd have pencils and calculators and shit. And so I would just be there and be like, all right, like what does this mean per year? So I just put it in the calculator and then be like, oh, how many seasons did he play? So all right, let's divide it by that. And that's actually how I learned. I didn't learn it in school, I'll tell you that. I learned it by fucking the hockey cards that I had, man. Straight up. What does this mean? Here. I'm doing a solo quest, man. I'm not doing no goddamn other type of quest. This was before the fucking internet, you're right. Good times, actually. Good times. I used to read the little biographies at the back as well. So I'd read like their biographies, like where they were from, like, you know what I mean, like their date of birth, all that shit. I'd remember it too. There is something about cards that I really like. There's something so amazing about cards, in my opinion. I don't know. It's just a nice feeling. Like opening a pack of fucking cards. There's something to it that's pretty fucking fun. I don't know. Even to this day, I would say. Now, cards lost a lot of their value in the 80s, so a lot of the cards that I have from like my 80s and 90s cards they're not going to be worth much. I'll tell you, some of the coolest cards I have that are hockey cards were actually these cool McDonald's cards back in, and I think I've got a Chris Osgood. I believe I've got a Chris Osgood card that's 3D. It was McDonald's back in 1995, 1996. That's how I knew the Detroit Red Wings had won 63 games, was by following this shit. They're like these little 3D cards, man. They're fucking awesome. They were so fucking cool. I'll get you pictures, honestly. Like, I'll bring up my card collection and show you some of them, because you'd probably enjoy it. I think I was in grade 3, and it's too bad, because, you know, getting a Glenn Murray card isn't that hard to get. But, you know, Glenn Murray came to my school because he's from Bridgewater, Nova Scotia, obviously. And he signed just a piece. I got 3 signatures, but he only signed like a piece of paper, because that's all I had, right? It was like a white sheet of paper. I still have it, but it means nothing, honestly. But, you know, what the fuck was I? I was a kid. I was like, fuck yeah, of course I'm going to get this guy's fucking thingamajigger. Now, if you ever talk to Graham, one time Graham was invited over to my uncle's place, or great uncle, whatever. He was my grandfather's brother. So he was invited over, and Graham didn't go. And do you know what he missed out on, Sage? He missed out on meeting Glenn Murray because our uncle was friends with Glenn Murray, and I'm pretty sure Graham might have regretted that one. Now Sage says, "Oh yes, I remember those McDonald's NHL cards. I managed to get a full collection one year. We bought like 20 to 25, 20 to 25 packs one night to finish it off. That's hilarious. Nah, man." These are good fucking cards, man. What can I say? Nah, it's fun doing that shit. Yeah, what an idiot! Straight up. He had no idea he was gonna do it. He could have had supper with Glenn Murray, man. Glenn Murray was, I mean, he didn't start out overly great, anything like that. But Glenn Murray was pretty good goal scorer. You know, bit of a power forward type too. So he was not a bad player for sure, man. See, I wasn't collecting cards back in 2003, so you'd have to show me what you mean by those types of cards there. We're going to take a shot here. It's crazy. 2003, man. That's a long-ass fucking time ago. Who the hell's Roger? Who the hell's Roger? Look at how close I came to death. This is too much hockey talk going on right now. Wow, I cannot take a hit for the next 3 enemies. Wow. Well, I'm probably going to die again, and I will do one more try. I'm enjoying this. Cannot take a hit. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Oh no. I don't think there's anything I can do here except this. That didn't work. I need to get better. I need to get better. What can I say? This is potentially the last run. I'm going to take a piss, and I'll be right back. Alright. Alright. Now, Sage, I want you to look something up. I thought of it while I was, dribbling, drabbing on my goddamn fucking toilet there. Matt Sundin, his best season of his career, 47 goals. It's either 114 or 115 points. Let's go with 115 points. I want to know if I'm right. And if you're going to put a gun to my head, I'm going to say 115. Quebec Nordiques. It was with the Quebec Nordiques. So that would have been, what, 94, 95 maybe? I think his first year was either 95, 96 or 96, 97. God damn it. Ah. All right. Carlos Delgado, 473 career home runs and retired at the age of 37. I think all I'm proving to people on this stream that's listening is like I'm a little bit autistic. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. That's only going to lead to 2. I got the fucking notebook over here going on. You know, it's kind of funny. I bet you if you look up Carlos Delgado's batting averages around the year 2000-ish, I know he had 344 one year, but that's not the one I'm talking about. I know he went from like 267 to 292. This is back when Ken Griffey Jr.'s baseball would have been around for the N64. It was kind of weird, man, that I remember some of this shit. I believe fucking Albert Pujols had a 362 or a 363 average the same year that Delgado had a 344 average. Me and Albert can take a hike. Look up, alright, Sage. Look up Ichiro Suzuki and tell me if his best batting average is 373. Is his best batting average 373? And I believe he had like 267 hits that year. I don't know exactly. It was a lot of hits. It was close to 270. I know that. I think he was 373. $372. Wrong again. All right. You're right. You're right. I'm wrong. I'm fucking wrong. Ted Williams, when he hit over 400, hit 405. Yes or no? I know this is weird, man, but I'm just randomly having shit that I know I'm very like close on. Now look up the fucking Ted Williams, man. $405 was my guess for Ted Williams. The year he hit over, it was just 1 year, the year he hit over 400. Oh my God, 406. Another losing guess indeed. All right, two more. Barry Bonds, 762 career home runs, with his best being 73. In the 2001 season. This is fucking embarrassing. I know, man. I'm just fucking the goddamn dog over here. All right. Babe Ruth, 342 career batting average. And then Ty Cobb, I forget Ty Cobb's. Ty Cobb's was higher, though. Ty Cobb's average was definitely higher than Babe Ruth's. Bigger ballparks back then. Very suspicious behavior. Oh my God, Sage. It's right on though, 342, ain't it? And I haven't looked him up in a long time. Like I guess one higher or lower. All right, Sage, give me the credit that I'm due. I'll fucking take that. Yeah. You're damn right, Sage. It is weird though. It's within one. It is weird. My first guess was Sundin though. I wanted to say 114. I don't know why I didn't. Now, can you look up something for me? Eric Lindros' best year, was it 115 points? Because if Eric Lindros' best year was 115 points, that's why I fucked up Sundin. I will not hand over my fucking notebook. Maybe it was Lindros that was 115. I think it was Lindros. But I think he had a few more goals the year that he did it. The Oshawa Generals! Do not give me the goddamn Oshawa Generals! Sage, come on! Come on! These are lies! The hell are you doing over there in Kingston? Just fucking with me. It's 115, isn't it? It is fucking 115 in the NHL. Holy shit. That's why I got it fucked up. Because Lindros is one of my favorite guys. Obviously, Sundin was my favorite growing up, you know. Because Leafs fan and shit. And he is a good player. Lindros was one of the most talented players. I don't know, Sage, if you ever got to watch him play when he was, at his peak or whatever. But Lindros, one of the best players of all time. In all seriousness. And I love how he refused to play for the fucking Nordiques. Lindros, man, I'm fucking telling you, man. Like, those hits that he took, they would not be legal today. And I'm not saying anything bad about Scott Stevens or anything. Those hits were definitely illegal, though. But, yeah, one of the best talents you'll ever see. It's a shame. He might not, actually. He had pretty bad... he had some bad concussions. I remember the Legion of Doom. Renberg, John LeClaire, Eric Lindros. That was the year they went up against... I remember they went up against Detroit. I was hoping for them to beat Detroit. I'll be honest with you. And they didn't. But, Philly was my second favorite team for a long time. But what Scott Stevens used to do to guys, like, that's illegal. Like, you can't do that shit nowadays. I don't even think you could do that shit 15, 20 years ago with Scott Stevens. And I was a big Scott Stevens fan. But that elbow, man, that elbow, he brought that elbow up. Like he might be a banned player in this day and age. It wouldn't just be fines; he'd be in trouble. Scott Stevens had some pretty good offensive years earlier in his career. I forget who it was with. Might have been the Capitals or something. I don't know. He was not with New Jersey his whole career, though. My guy on defense. Do you know who my guy was on defense, Sage? I love Nick Lidstrom, but it was not Nick Lidstrom. That'll be my hint to you. My guy, I'll say he played for defense. I'll give you a hint. He played on the St. Louis Blues. Probably at his best. Do you know who he was? Chris Pronger? Is that what you meant to say? Yeah. Chris Pronger was... He was, in my opinion, one of the best ever. Honestly, one of the best ever. Physical, could pass, you know what I mean? Like... Obviously, it was just great all around. Lidstrom was great, but he never brought that same, intensity in terms of being able to, play the body and shit. But, yeah, I really liked Lidstrom as well, obviously. He was probably my number 2. But, yeah, I love Pronger, man. That was nostalgic hockey back then. Well, he was different too. He was from Sweden, I believe. That's where Lidstrom was from, was Sweden. So they obviously train differently out there as well. Well, imagine having fucking Pronger and Lidstrom on your... if you could ever pull that off, having both those guys on your defense. Swedish players were they are extremely good. I used to look at Sundin because I used to have his cards and shit. I actually bought his book, and I looked at what his stats were in the NHL versus what they were over in Sweden. And over in Sweden, he was only getting 29, 30 points a year, something like that. And I was like, man, how the fuck does that make sense? That he was better in the NHL than he was in Sweden. But he was younger, obviously, against real professionals. And they're tough. They are tough, honestly. Detroit was a Sweden Europe factory before everyone else caught on. That's probably why I liked Detroit, to be honest. Like I've always, I know they went into a lull there for a while, but they always kind of did shit the right way too. So I always liked Detroit. It's weird with the European leagues, man. I don't understand it. Why they don't get as many points over there as what they would over here. Is it just the systems are different? Is the rink dimensions different? Like, what is the cause of that, to be honest with you, you know? Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. If you're looking at Matt Sundin's stats, you'd be like, man, this guy's going to be fucking garbage. Look at his fucking numbers, and it's like, no. There's just something different about that league. I don't know. Yeah, good ice time makes sense, too. Yeah, you're right about that. I wouldn't have been paying attention to those types of stats at that age, like how much time they got per shift. Not until like maybe 98, 99, that sort of thing, you know what I mean? '98, '99 was a great season, and it was such a disappointing season, though. Because I know it sounds bad, I'll tell you the truth, though. I was very happy when Dominik Hasek got injured as a kid, because I was like, okay, Dwayne Rollison's in now. There's no chance we're gonna lose. Well, guess what? Dwayne Rollison won, and we lost in 5. I just fuck it. Having flashbacks now. Rolly the goalie. He was a fucking backup, man. He was a fucking backup, and Hasek was having the best year of his fucking career. Do you know what team Dominik Hasek came from prior to going to Buffalo? And I'll give you bonus points. If you can tell me the goalie that he was paired with on that team, I will be impressed. Okay, he came from the Blackhawks. Okay, who was the goalie that he was with in Chicago? God damn it, you're right, Eddie Belfour. Yep, that's got to be the best goaltender combo that there's ever been. Eddie Belfour, Dominik Hasek. You can't really go wrong with who you keep and who you trade. You know what I mean? I might have a card. Maybe it's just a one of them. Maybe it's a both of them. I'm not sure. It's not worth anything. But I do think I have a card that... I'm not sure if it's both of them or not. It's either Ed Belfour or both of them. I'm going to take a chance here. I have a rookie card, I think, of... I might have a rookie card of Hashik or not Belfour. I'm going to have to take a look later, man. You have to bring out your hockey cards too, Sage. Good GM and getting both, I'd fucking say. I'd like to keep up with it. What happened, though, is I was a Leafs fan. And so after being a Leafs fan, I was devastated, man. I mean, devastated with some of this shit. Some of the losses we had to fucking go through, just unfit. We get a fantasy league go. We could. I know that Austin Matthews just passed Sundin on either most points or most goals. I'm not sure. This year has been a rough year for them. I'm not really sure what happened. Because I don't think it's just Marner. Obviously, other shit happened as well. We're gonna fucking die here. So Stellaris sucks? Alright. That's disappointing. It was a fun stream, but a disappointing stream when it comes to the Slay the Spire bullshit. We still unlocked some shit though. Can't win if both those are bad. So they're legitimately like just shitty this year. Say what a difference a year a year can make. Because last year, you could argue they were just as good or better than Florida. Honestly, you could argue it. Crazy. But that's sports too. Shit changes. Wait, whoa. I always go to that goddamn 2-minute warning, and I don't mean to. For fuck's sakes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the hockey cards out. I don't have many that are valuable, but I'll get the cards out and I'll send some pictures of some of the 3D ones. The McDonald's ones were fucking good. Florida's not good this year as well. They just paid their core to come back. They've got like the same team as last year. How do they suck? That's kind of fucking crazy, man. Them and the Leafs are tied in points. Wow. Because I was looking at the Leafs the other day. They were like 66 or 67 or something. And there's really no road ahead for them to get in. I mean, they can get in. Don't get me wrong. But it's not going to happen. Like if you look at the NHL playoff standings or something. Let's just type it in. Okay, hate how the NHL does it now. With let me just Google NHL playoff picture. I guess might be a good one to put in. Okay, so wild card. Yes, because right now Detroit and Boston are the 1-2 in the wild card. Then you've got Columbus 73, Ottawa 71, the Flyers are 69, Washington. Are the Leafs that low? 65? Are we going to have... Did we trade our draft picks away? Wow. That's crazy. Wings, Montreal, Buffalo have taken a step forward. The Leafs and Panthers are tied for second last in the East. Is that correct? To the Rangers? None of these teams are that bad, though. If you're looking for parity in the league, we kind of need to hope that we tank and not have it be... We kind of want it to be in the top 5 then, but the West doesn't seem as good as the East in terms of points. So it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So yeah, it's going to be Boston's pick. Huh. And I don't like trading in division like that. I don't like trading first round picks. I know they were expecting it to be more like a second round pick, but I don't like trading in the division with first round picks like that. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. They got a negative 24 point differential, which is second worst in the East. And Florida's a negative 19. And then the Vancouver Canucks are real bad, though. Negative 71 point differential. Holy fucking cock. St. Louis Blues negative 50. Man, it looks like the Western Conference is just shitty, man. But what's kind of crazy, if you look at it a little bit, like holy fuck, if you're this doesn't happen in any other sport. Like, this doesn't happen in the NFL, where your second worst team is a game above 500 in a conference. Okay, so West has the top teams, but they're banging up on the shit teams too, probably, too. Yeah. Yeah, I see the Avalanche. They were 93 points, looking pretty damn good with their plus 82 point differential. And who's the other one? The Wild, plus 31. So the Avalanche seem like the best team in the league by far. No one's coming close to them. Dallas is a plus 46. And they've won, they're undefeated their last 10. Yeah, so you got some good fucking teams there. Holy shit. Utah might make the playoffs, man. They're currently in 7th place. That's kind of hilarious. But there's like Sage, in the NFL, there's no way that the 14th ranked team, right? The 14th ranked team is one game over 500 or even 500. So it actually seems like there's pretty good parity in this league. It actually seems like, at least in the East, like you don't even have anyone with 40 wins. There's no one with 40 wins currently. And all the other teams except for the Leafs and the Rangers are over 30. So you're talking 13 out of 15 teams between 30 and 40 wins just in the East. That's all I'm looking at right now. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of good. I mean, I would hate to bet on it. I would honestly hate to bet on this shit. Because this is like this is legit coin flips. To be honest, there's no real... I'm not talking about, like, obviously Colorado and Dallas, but it seems like coin flips. That is good for sure. We will. I will. I'll start following it a bit more. We'll, maybe I'll just get in tune for the playoffs, even though the Leafs aren't going to be there. We will have playoff coverage. And, you know what, Sage? I'm not going to do this ever again, but I am going to be cheering for Detroit this year. So this year we will be cheering for the same team. You're going to have to educate me on Detroit. We are going to be a Detroit Red Wings program. And then do you know what's going to happen on game 82 of the season? They're going to get eliminated. They're going to get eliminated. I swear to God, this is what's going to happen. They're going to get eliminated on the last day of the season. And I'm going to be disappointed for a second time this fucking year. And I'm going to be living in a van down by the fucking river. Okay? That's what's going to be fucking happening to us both. We're going to be living in a van down by the river. Cut the broadcast. We're getting out of here. We're closing up shop. And that's all there is to it. All right. Tomorrow, Sage. 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. We will be doing Valheim at Indie Game Cloud. And we'll do another stream tomorrow because we got fucking free agency coming up, all that shit. All right. Fun stream. You know, this is one of the funnest streams I've done in a while. Even though I sucked. I sucked at fucking Slay the Spire. This was a fun stream, man. All right. Have a good night, everyone. And, see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your Frontenac's game as well. See you later.